Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. This time I'll be showing you where you can find all the cigarette cards from Mafia 5th edition. 17 of these cards can be found throughout the different chapters of the story, and the first one can be found on chapter 3 at the start, and it will be inside the bar area, so make sure you go here before leaving the safe house. When you pick up your first card, you'll get an achievement or trophy as well, depending on which console you play on. I'm not sure about PC. I don't really know what they have. Now for chapter 4, this is when you go to the bakery, which is where you get your first lump of money while you're collecting stuff, and in this room in the back you'll find your next cigarette card. Now the next one's on chapter 5. This is after you've driven to the racetrack, so before you go inside your garage to drive the racing car to the city, you want to go into this warehouse here to find your next card, which will be in here. Now for chapter 7, this is when you're fighting a bunch of enemies, and eventually you'll come to this room, and on your left, inside this room, you'll find the next magazine, not a magazine, sorry, card, I mean. Now for chapter 8, there are 2 cards to pick up in this chapter. The first one is in the hotel, so when you come here, you want to go up the stairs, and on your right, inside this room will be the next card. Now the next card in chapter 8 is at the very end, so continue playing through the chapter until you need to escape the church, and literally on your way out, the card will be on your right, just by there. Now for chapter 9, when you get to the countryside, where it's all dark and raining, you spawn here, and you want to run for a little bit until you see like an open barn with a light on. It will be on your right side, and underneath that will be the next card, which will be just by here. Now for chapter 10, this is at the airport, and I think it's best to try to do this sneakily, as the enemies won't bother you. And also I found this quite hard even on normal difficulty when I was playing through it, so I kind of discovered this, that you could kind of sneak your way around while them not seeing you. So to do that, you want to go into this building, and there will be 2 people in here who will have a conversation, so make sure they finish that. Then you want to get rid of this guy by here. You can hide his body if you want to. I decided to hide it just in case, because I wasn't sure if that guy was going to come back or not. And the card will be inside here. Now by chapter 11, the next card will be after you've gone inside the mansion. So once you've interacted with the first painting, stick to the ground floor, and in this room will be the next card for you to find. Now for chapter 14, this is where you need to get the disguise to go on the boat. Before getting the disguise, make sure you go into this room on the right side to get the next cigarette card. It will be behind the desk. Now for chapter 15, this is when you're chasing Sergio. Eventually you'll come to this bridge, and literally just after that you'll see this building. You want to go in here to get your next cigarette card. Now for chapter 16, this is while you're chasing Morello. And eventually you'll come to this area where you see this water tower. This is just before the big hangar. And just left of the water tower you'll see these wooden planks, and on one of them will be the next card for you to get. Now for chapter 17, this is after you've been knocked out and you encounter a policeman for the first time in the prison, and you want to go down here. You don't want to turn right, make sure you turn left and go into this room first before you do that, and you'll be able to get this. Now for chapter 18, this is when you go inside the warehouse for the first time, the very first one. So you'll spawn here and you want to follow the path all the way around. You want to follow it all the way to where these stairs are, just down here. And in the room on the right side you'll find your next card to get. Now for chapter 19, it's downstairs in the bank area, so when you get down here, you want to go left into this room to find your next card, which will be in here. Now the next two cards can be found on chapter 20. The first one's at the very start, in your house. So when you're in your house, turn around and the card will be on the table just by here. Now the next card is a little bit into the chapter, so play through the chapter a little bit until you get to this area where you'll see some enemies. And one of the enemies will try and throw a Molotov from the other room, blocking your path a little bit. And the card can be found by the windowsill, just by there. Now the rest of the cards can all be gotten in the free ride portion of the game, so make sure you pick that from the main menu. Also, I just want to say thank you to PowerPix for the online map he made for this game, as I thought that was very helpful for finding these. I'll be sure to leave that in the description if anyone wants to have a look at it, as he does really good stuff for the community. So yeah, I hope this has helped you out, and I hope to see you again. Thank you for watching.